Alright, welcome to the tutorial video here for any percent speedrun of Strider 2014. I'm the guest, and I've been speedrunning this game for about a year now, and I think it's fun, and just in case you want to get into this tutorial video, it's for you. So, I'm gonna try to go over as much as I can about this game. Like when you start up the game, you have these options here. Doesn't really matter except going in. There's no new game plus to this. The game is essentially like a Metroidvania, the era like Symphony of the Night or Super Metroid or that kind of thing. It's actually quite up there, like Shadow Complex Guacamelee as well. Something like a name off the top of my head. And for any percent, takes advantage of a lot of glitches and tricks to make the run faster as well. Any percent is done on easy since that is the difficulty that gives you the most advantages, less boss health, less swings needed for some enemies, and it's actually required for a lot of tricks to quick kill bosses and such. So, let's start up the game. I'm not going to be doing a speedrun right now, this is just like a tutorial essentially. Like, if for the absolutely new guys first. Oh, okay. Yak me there. Okay, so for controls, you have your A button to jump here, you got your cipher. Important note that you can swing this as fast as you could possibly mash. It's about 2 frames to do a swing, so you can mash, and this game runs at 60 frames per second. This game is also on PS4, PS3, 360, and Xbox One. This is the PC version. PC version has some exclusive tricks as well. And 360 and PS3 versions run at 30 FPS, changing some tricks up. So it's like 1 frame to mash in those versions. Well, it's 2 here. And you can also use the keyboard as well to mash. And we make heavy use of both controller and keyboard for the speedrun here. Right here, I'm trying to mash in a rhythm to show you guys what dual mashing is. Mash both the cipher button, which is S on the keyboard, and the X button on 360 controller I'm using here. So I'm just going to move forward. You have a slide in this game, and it's actually a lot faster than moving, but in this opening section, there's a lot of cliffs. Now, with the high slopes, you want to kind of jump up these, since walking on them is slow and sliding on them is slow. That slide I did there, it doesn't really save a lot of time, it's just like a normal slide on a flat surface, but it sends you forward, and it's good for mobility. Now there's a gauge in the top left there, that's the rage meter and health. Health is in the green, rage meter is the red. More damage you deal to enemies, the more the rage meter fills, and when it fills up completely you get a double damage mode. And your sword grows longer. We use that for a trick in the opening here. Oh, as for mashing ability in this game, if your fingers get tired pretty quickly, this game is going to wear you out. Because mashing is pretty much required. So I recommend finding a good technique for that. There are plenty of videos on YouTube for, say, like melee mashing and Paper Mario. Strider's got a good technique video for that. See, we activate rage mode here by jumping over those enemies back there, and we get to destroy these, save a little bit of time. Start sliding here. I'm actually pretty bad at sliding. I get caught a lot with my pants down, essentially, when I don't slide. But that's just me. Alright, when you're climbing on walls, you can climb on walls in this game, yes. Missed that. And when you climb to a vertical surface like this, you kind of get to flip upwards. I'm gonna kill these guys so I can show that. So, like, I'm inputting AA here, in order to flip up faster. If I were just to do A, I'd climb a little bit, and that's a bit of a time waste. This game also has like a 3-frame universal buffer window for things like jumping. So even though I have a pretty laggy monitor that I play on, it's still alright. I'm not sliding. Okay, so we're about to fight the first mini-boss here. And sliding close to him as possible is fastest. What you want to do here is you want to make sure he teleports when you get behind him. And and you can jump at certain angles. The hitbox data is pretty weird. There's no hitbox viewer for this game, but if you get it right, you can two-cycle him. So here we have our first upgrade, the Charge Slash. Charge Slash is important for a lot of things. Extends the length of your sword. It's charged up by holding X and then releasing. You can do it in a quick succession. If you can do a lot of things with it. Like if you're crouching and you do it, you can kind of keep the running momentum. Jumping and doing it is good too. Like if you jump, you can do it midway through the charge and it'll still come out. And it's also useful for opening up gates. Metroidvania after all, so there's going to be lots of stuff you're going to have to get through. But sometimes we just kind of glitch around it. We'll see more about that later. Also, it's important for a technique called Charge Boost. Charge Boost, which you kind of jump off the ground, release this, and it's kind of like arm pumping in Super Metroid, where you get a little momentum. If you're jumping off a slope surface, though, you can kind of get pushed backwards. Like you, instead of gaining time, you just lose distance. Like, I'm not doing it there, I'm just showing off, like, you have full mobility whenever you're releasing a Charge Slash. It's really good for that, too. Anyway, if you do notice that you're doing that, just run normally, and once you get to a downward slope surface, jump off that, and then do one of these, you'll be fine. It's also important for a technique called Charge Boost plus ones. Plus ones are kind of a little extra flutter jump, like, if you play Dust Force, it kind of looks like that. Works completely different, though. They act completely different on keyboard as well, so on PC, some jumps require plus ones. Be done like this. On 360 and other consoles, like, there's a lot of harder jumps, and you gotta kind of tough them up, and I'll point those out as we go along. So let's just keep going. You want to avoid hitting those shield guys. Doesn't really matter if you do plus ones or regular, like, charge boosts at the start. You'll get good aim. Oh, I forgot to explain how they work. Okay, how they work is essentially like, you press the button and release it very quickly. It's not like a one frame thing. If you do it with one frame, it's not going to go anywhere. It's like 2 or 4 frames afterwards, and since there's a 3-frame buffer window, the window is wide for you to do this. Just practice this. And mobility in this game goes sliding, charge boosting. We're going to get a teleport. That'll be faster than either of those. So yeah, this is the first boss of the game. And it requires a pretty hard trick called Dragon Dance. And I'll pause the game and explain that when we get there. Jumping through these is faster. Sometimes, like, RNG could take over here and you just get a really bad pattern and die occasionally. Like, right there I was really close to dying. Okay, so, after striking the first phase here, he's gonna, like, start going horizontally, and then you're going to get pushed back because of the wind. However, in the options here, it's important that the game is set to, like I have it in windowed mode right now. You can also set the full screen mode for high quality recordings through Shadowplay, which I do. And you can have to set to 59 frames per second. It's just going to skip a frame every so often, and it doesn't really affect the game that much, but it's required for a possible trick we do. So, for Dragon Dance, it requires the keyboard, and you're essentially going to be holding down and back on your keyboard, and then you're going to mash right on the keyboard as fast as you possibly can. Like, you got to get at least 11 or 12 mashes per second in order to maintain your position and not get pushed back by the wind. That's the goal here, not to get pushed back and to finish them off in record times. On 360 and PS3, this is very easy. You just mash left and right in the control stick. Not possible on PS4, Xbox One, or PC. But PC has keyboards, so it works around that. So let's see if I get it here. I'll practice here. Held up a little bit there. Okay, now at this point, you're gonna do sliding and slashes, since sliding is the fastest form of movement, and you need to move really fast at this point. So I'm just gonna buffer this. And you need to slide like frame perfect, so I'm mashing S and the slide button at the same time. And that was rusty. And if you do that, just do this thing again, you'll kind of save yourself. This saves up to a minute, so it's kind of essential to doing speedrun. And I died. Wouldn't be a tutorial without that. Let's try again. Just edit that out in post. Much better there. So, yeah, your arm's gonna hurt the first few times you try that, but just keep practicing. But don't kill yourself over it, it's just a speed run. At this point, you're gonna be heading left and using your mobility techniques, like charge boosting. Remember the horizontal surface thing I talked about earlier? Just notice if you're going backwards from charge boosts and adjust. And you want to aim your charge slashes at these enemies. Gain back some health that they're going to take off you. Health isn't like very critical in this until the very end of the game, but like there, like, you notice that some of the machine gun enemies can take out a lot of health. So routing and practice here is important. There's a door here, there's a switch behind it. You hit that switch, you go through. Here's this one. If you're touching the door, you're going to kind of fall off of it. So make sure your positioning is good. The shield guy can be annoying. Don't blame me if you hit him accidentally. And this guy, he's gonna start by doing this, and that's all right because we can just hit him with 3 charge strikes, and that'll stun him, and we could just finish him off from there. I'm just going to take a moment here to talk about a trick that we hardly know how it works. It's called power-up skip. Power-up skip, if the you get a cutscene, I saw that cutscene there when I got that item. That cutscene is supposed to play every time you get an item. Sometimes it doesn't, and you're able to move in normal speed when you get an item. But you can't like jump or anything. It just like saves maybe a second or two. For a total of maybe 5 seconds throughout the whole run, and we hardly know how it works, but just in case you get it, just know that that's what we know about it. Anyway, that item was the down strike. It allows us to do a downwards strike. And we're going to use that right now. I'm going to be quick here, because there's a intended sequence break. Slide under here, you get to slide under this door, and skip a puzzle. The directions of +1s also matter in a way, because your momentum is transferred depending on which direction you press. If you're doing down forward, you get down forward momentum. If you're doing just forward, you just get forward momentum. Pretty great, actually. Alright, here's the trick that's coming up. So right here, we're going to do something called train skip. It requires +1s after dropping off of a platform. It's not a very easy thing to do. Essentially, you're going to hold forward and down on the keyboard, and then you're going to press the A. Like, I do it in a way that you use both the keyboard and the controller, since when you're on the keyboard, you get further +1s. But controller, it is possible, but it's very difficult. Hey, kitty. What do you want? Anyway. So yeah, you have to drop from the platform, then release it with good timing. Essentially how it works. So let's see if I get it here. Then you should just fly at this train, skip around the puzzle, no problem. And to switch back, you kind of do like a cartwheel jump, since when you do a cartwheel and you take your hand off the stick, it just goes forward. Easy way to put it back. Sorry about that. You can do a +1 over there, slide across this. If you don't slide, the turrets have a chance of hitting you. Like, they're just gonna put their 2 plasma bits over there. Load off this. And this is a trick to skip cutscenes. You're gonna crouch, hit... Well, I just didn't, but what you normally do is charge up, crouch, hit switch, then quickly slide to the left, and you'll be able to do something while the cutscene is going on. You can use that for a few switches here. It was angled downwards, that's why it didn't work out. And when you defeat these guys, the doors open up on those sides. Go to the other side since they open up one by one. So that's what I mean there. Alright, now we're in this area. We're gonna fight the first of the Pooh sisters. So the strategy is kind of just go at them and mash. And when they start doing that, you jump. Neutral jump, not like cartwheel jump. And just keep mashing. And you should beat them. This one's easy. So that gave us Eagle, that gives us an Eagle to call to attack, and for mobility. Eagle is a required power-up. Make sure everything's working around right in OBS. And it is. Cool. Now we're going to climb up this. Another switch here, do the trick again. You can do it with a normal slash too. That was a real weird glitch that happens to me here sometimes, but I'm not going to mention it because it's not really relevant to the run. Okay, gotta go back all the way to that eagle point you saw before, at the beginning of the level. This is not the correct way to go up here. See, what I should have done was, like, you can do this, and skip all that. Now, once you get to this area, sometimes there's a robot that's gonna spawn, and sometimes it's not. We'll see if he spawns. And he spawned. This guy right, this yellow guy right here spawns sometimes. Alright, now we're at this area. And, you can do this. And, the game's just gonna put me back after the cutscene's over, so whatever. Clear out the enemies here as the game wants me to. Okay, so here's where things get interesting. One of the first major sequence breaks in this game is coming up, but we need to get over here, into this area. In order to do that, we need an ice item, but there's an out-of-bounds trick we can use in order to get over there. So we're just going to continue on. And see this little ledge right here? You're going to kind of stand here, hold the let go button, which would be the left trigger. And then once you see yourself in this position, you're going to hit down and A. And you should fall through the floor. And with this, we are out of bounds now, but we have no double jump. And if we try to go down here, we can't really like get to this ledge. We can't flip downwards. So we're just going to go back. In order to get around these, it's kind of tricky. You have to jump and then use the mobility from a charge slash to bounce back to the wall. Take some practice. I recommend looking at the mini-map for this whole ordeal. And these cutscenes are skippable. Gonna climb up here. Climb around tower. This is the fastest way through tower. Otherwise it would take extra 30 seconds, I'd like to say. And there's really no way to speed this up other than holding right, so this is a good time for, like, I don't know, water break. Hold right in your keyboard or your controller. And we touch that area leading us into the loading zone for the second boss, second Pooh Sister. I mean, the second Pooh Sister, yeah. Same general strategy with the first. And then when you get to here, you're gonna slide right here. And then crouch after walking up just a little bit, and then jump and mash. And that should finish him off very quickly. Alright, now the game wants us to not go back here, so if like I try to double jump, I can't make it. But on PC, this is very easy to make. We need to go back in order to get that ice kunai, so 2+1s should be able to make it. And those are done on keyboard to make it as easy as possible. On 360, you're gonna do that, and I did that on controller for you guys too. Takes a lot of practice. Took about 2 hours for us runners to put that together. Just gonna climb up here now. And if you're pretty good, you can do this jump here. And that saves like a second overall. And save those frames. Gonna slide off this ledge, do charge boost. Dude, try not to do +1s on the way down because those are slow. Like, yeah, I just hovered there, it's just slow. And you just hit a save room previously, so you should be all good if you die. And it's pretty likely you're gonna die here trying this out. They're gonna drop to the bottom, jump, and rarely on 360 and PS3 you'll be able to flip up here, but on this console not really. So you're gonna have to release a charge slash, and then use that mobility to kind of hover, and then flip around. So now we're climbing here. Try not to touch the pointed parts of those, you might go back inbounds. Alright, we're gonna do that again with another rock here. We have to go under 2 rocks, and then we can get to the ice kunai. So we got it. And we got this one simple. So now we're here. And there's your ice kunai. Now we're gonna have to get back inbounds. Now I did that jump there. Now you're gonna jump 4 times. That's a setup. Hit this wall, hold down, and then start pressing A until you kind of land back inbounds. And then hit let go once you're here. And you should end up there. A lot of people have problems with that though, so just keep trying. Now we have ice kunai. Switch to it with down on your D-pad, and you're all set to go. The HUD is actually a little bit glitched now, so when you enter the next area, it'll say it's disappeared, but you will still have it active. Now we're gonna do this again. Since you remember, you have double jump at this point, so you can move faster. So you can jump here. But we can't really do anything still without a teleport, and teleport comes later. Okay, we're good. Now, these platforms here with the red mark on the mini-map, make sure you don't touch the ones in certain ways. Like, we're going to use one to get back in bounds here, I'll show you. What you kind of do is, like, do a precise double jump, and then you should land either there. You gotta do it from here as well, otherwise you might get electrocuted by the grate. Anyway, doing a precise double jump. It's not working out right now. Oh yeah, you have to be holding the left go button as well for that to work. And you pull yourself in. You don't want to do that in the ones below though, otherwise you'll kind of have to do tower, and that's slow. So that would just continue on. And I'm just going to show off door spray because I feel like it. Jump to a door, tap backwards, and you enter the loading zone, walking the other way. Now, for newer players, there is an item you can get here that'll save you some time, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that. Like, if you're just finding yourself dying a lot, you can go down here, grab this energy power-up. And, if you're really bad with, like, energy management at the end of the game, this'll help. Plus, it gives you some more Option A for defense, and we'll be getting Option A shortly. Alright, we're gonna climb to the top of this area. Failed that, but okay. You get the idea. Jump around this, and jump around here, and you can skip a gate. And then you're gonna go down here, slide to the left, and be in this little area. And you're gonna activate that for later, but we're gonna go to the left right now. And we use our ice grenade to get through that door, use Eagle. And we are in the third Sisters boss area that the game wants us to be at, like 15 minutes, 15 minutes from now, I'd say. But problem is, if I go up there, they're not active yet. Let's see if I can show that. Yeah, they're not there. So what we need to do is either die or save the game. Fortunately, there's a save point right here, so you can just save and quit. Then go back into the game, and it'll be all loaded. Like so.
You may have won last time, but now that all three of us are together, we are prepared. You don't stand a chance.
So the setup for this boss is a little bit different. You're gonna want to mash on this one. Sometimes you get good luck, sometimes bad luck. Charge strikes are okay to do here. Now, when the boss teleports here, you're about to have full rage meter. So you're gonna want to make sure that they only jump, that the pink sister only jumps once and not twice. So you can't mash too fast here. Then you're gonna want to do that, and they're all gonna attack. You're gonna want to go for the green here, but sometimes the game just doesn't let you give you what it wants. This boss fight has a lot of RNG involved. And after you defeat him, you get Option A, which protects you from bullets, Occasionally, sometimes it doesn't. It shoots its own bullets, short range,
Even you, Strider.
and it's useful for puzzles and stuff. So to get back, your ice kunai is automatically selected again, like I said. So just throw it there. If you miss, you're gonna have to wait for a recharge if you don't have the power up I showed you before. I'm just gonna continue to left. Notice how I'm stepping backwards right now. I need to go off a slope. Use the forward slope here. I'm actually getting pushed backwards anyway. Okay, so I noticed that at least. So, just not gonna do charge boosts. That's, like, the place you'll notice it. Need some health, go grab one of these. Push back again. Slide into this room in a very specific spacing, and you can just get in there. And now you're gonna call Eagle, do 2 charge slashes. And mash. Now I'm moving around normally. Good. Just gonna go through this area normally until a certain point. High or low path doesn't matter here. Over high path. Okay, doing a slash and then sliding off the platform will let you go through those pass-through platforms. Right here you want to take a higher path because we're gonna do a trick. Again, that's another charge boost, so keyboard on PC, tough technique on other consoles. Now, the wall climb is very specific. Sai has it set up if I fail this, but we'll see how I do. Sometimes these robots, if they hit you once, they're gonna combo you. And this is completely intended too. Okay, so the last one's iffy. Yep. Got it though. That's how you climb wall. Now here you're gonna do a down strike, a very specific spot, see if I can get it. I'm not ending up getting it, so I'm probably just gonna drop through the platforms. But if you do that correctly, you can save about 10 seconds. We're gonna go all the way down here. Go back up. There's a reason we go back up. It's to spawn this... Oh, it didn't spawn! That's only the second time I've had that happen. Third. What the hell is going on? Upper military? There he is. This guy. This game sometimes, I swear. So we're gonna lure him down here. What we're gonna have him do. It's a very important role. Be careful not to get hit by his bullets. We're gonna guide him to the right side into the magnetic door. There's a magnetic door on the right side. It holds our plasma catapult power up. Shoot 3 more times, and 1 more. And for that setup, you simply get him to the door, make him shoot that 1 time, and then you can slide into him and throw the ice kunai upwards. And once you do that, at a very specific timing, it will push you through the door. On 360 and PS3, this is a very hard trick to do, and I recommend you put your game in full screen mode in order to do so, make it easier. Full screen mode, the game is actually switched from widescreen, funny enough, so they got it backwards. So, essentially, putting your game in full screen mode puts it in widescreen mode, making this trick easier. And you get pushed through the door, and get that power up, and the door opens up. Now you can teleport with the shoulder button here. And it's the most useful movement tool in the game. You can go through these doors as well, and we grab that power up normally. Going back up here, you're gonna activate your shield, block these bullets. Over here. I'm gonna knock die. And just take that to the tower. And now once you get here, you're gonna go to the right and jump, and gonna do 2 cartwheel jumps, and that'll put you forward more. So now the fastest form of movement is doing a teleport, and then in between doing a charge slash. There's a rhythm to it. If you got the normal power-up, you'd actually see like a gauge depicting how much you have until you can use your teleport again, because it's on a timer. But in this speedrun, we do not see that, so we have to just do it by intuition. So right here, we're gonna jump here, make sure you activate Eagle there. And right here, we're gonna do a trick called Out of Bounds on this door right here. And when I hold upright into this, you kind of do a little clicking sound. And that's how you know some walls you can go through. The game, like, this is a complete glitch, complete accident. This was discovered, like, first few days of the game. So what you do, in order to go out of bounds, is you mash left and right on the control stick. There are certain rhythms to them, and it's really hard to learn. So it just kind of takes practice. So let's see if I get this. Okay, I got it there. Yeah, it's just one of the more random parts of the speedrun, and you just gotta go road to love it. Otherwise, yeah. I missed that. That one's also a fast one, by the way. Okay, so after that, we hit that switch there in order to save some time. Slide when you're right here, and you should get this set up every time. Use the drop button. And you teleport through there. We go to get the magnetic kunai, which gives us not just the magnetic kunai power-up, which lets us go through here. It also gives us the other half of our magnetic teleport, which we got in the previous area, and it gives us the up slash of the magnetic power-up, which allows us to do some other stuff. Gonna keep continuing. Doing an up slash there, hit the switch above you, which is very useful. And then we just down straight here, use this. Activate your shield here if you have enough power. Sometimes you may not. And board Belrock. So the wind is pushing you back here, but that shouldn't matter too much. You just keep going forward. It's essentially an auto-scroller in a way. You can control how fast you're going sometimes, but it's essentially an auto-scroller. So once you get to this ship, it's gonna pull you up. And these guys are gonna drop in your dick sometimes. They can hit you, and that's no good. If you feel uncomfortable, you can do that. Grab this, go over here, and you're gonna do another out of bounds. This one's a lot slower than the other one, so it's a lot easier to do. So now we're gonna go here. Go up here. There's an invisible wall here, that's alright, you're just gonna jump into it. And we've deloaded this area here. Now we're just gonna go around the ship, this way that it wasn't intended. to about here, feel free to just do this. Now don't hit the top wall and then move right. You're going to want to go to the left. And teleport up the wall. Okay, right here we're trying to go as far up left as possible in order to touch a floor. So in order to do so, you're going to need to perfect the technique of doing a charge plasma catapult teleport up left, and then jumping, and then doing a charge boost. And that gives you essentially around 5.5 jumps, which allows you to get up there. Now you're gonna back down here, and the area is loaded. Activate your shield. Down straight here, and then use your eagle, teleport to the left. With this guy. Now we're gonna go through this area. There's not a bounce back there as well, but that one's really hard and tends to be random. This one tends to be random too. They are all random. So you just kind of walk across the top of this wall, and you occasionally get put out of bounds. This was the first out of bounds discovered in the game, fun fact. Accidentally, but nobody knew how to replicate it until just recently. I'd walk to the left. From here. There's no proper setup for this. It's kind of just like roll the dice, essentially. There we go. It may have something to do with the way his claw hits the ceiling. Once you do that, down straight to that little lift there, and the area will load. Go up here, then drop down. And I'm just gonna hit that. Skip this cutscene. And for this guy, there's a quick kill for him. Gonna want to stand right about there. Right about here. And keep mashing. And if you get it right, he should be sending out a shockwave, but it won't be able to hit you. Well, you also have to destroy these hexagons here. I just did that right there. And I failed it. Doing it on the left side here. Dual mashing also helps here. You can kill him right there and then, but right there was just a failure. And that flamethrower does shit tons of damage. You do not want to get hit by that. So essentially, if you do the quick kill right, you can kill him before he flies and does the flamethrower at all, mitigating any risk. Alright, so here it's imperative you don't press any buttons to land. And just wait here until the game lets you in to the final area of the game. I'm going to skip this cutscene. And skip the following one though. Now you're gonna start going to the left. There are enemies here that will spawn later, we have to defeat those. So this area gives a lot of players problems, but the way you have to play it is by a certain speed. You have to go fast or you will die. Part of Magnetic Catapult lets you destroy enemies, so I utilize that there. Just follow this video and you should be able to get through tower unscathed. It's something a lot of players complain about and have trouble with when they're newer in this game. Make sure you grab that lift so you can pass that guy. So it's alright to get hit there sometimes. Make sure that you fall fast enough to avoid the enemies. If you get kind of hit here, you're essentially dead. Because the way invincibility works in this game, there is none. If you get hit, you're going to keep getting hit. And then you die. And that's the game. It's your perfect speedrun that you've been working on. So tower takes a lot of practice to learn. Do an up strike there and you can avoid killing these robots. You can feel free to activate orbs for safety if you have 2 of those power-ups I showed you guys before. And don't get hit by those little electric beams those guys send out. If you feel uncomfortable, just go ahead and go kill those guys. Go as far as you need to end them. Because they can kill you in one shot. Now we have the tower here. Charge strikes, teleports into these guys works best. Charge strikes or teleports into those guys works best. And on the right, the electric guys I was talking about before are going to spawn. They do a ton of damage. I just got really lucky there. On the left, the ice guys spawn. And now a spider tank is going to spawn. You're just going to charge into it and it'll be stunned. So no problem there. If you want, you can use Eagle to hit that snipers that just spawned over here. And these are magnetic guys, you can also teleport into them easy. And there's gonna be some more spiders. If you get frozen, it's alright. Make the most of your double damage. Those homing satellite guys spawn in the center, so that's how you know how to take them out. That's where they are. Their cutscene here is not playing out. Like that one. Just skip that too. And now we're at the final boss, Mio. Don't get hit by anything he does. There are specific ways to dodge his stuff. He does a lightning attack. Make sure you're just off the ground for that one. He does a big ball attack. You can either teleport into it or use the eagle on it. Now he's doing lightning. Teleport puts you in the air if you just hold down the button, so use that. This ball attack, just run around. If he does the one where there's 6 of them, you're kind of slow, but that's gonna hit me maybe. The best way to hit him is with satellites. I have not been doing that. When he does this, teleport up, and you'll get rid of the balls. There's a big ball, hit him with Eagle, and it's gone. And now he's gonna go into his final form. And for this one, you're just gonna position yourself right above here, teleport into this. It's alright if you use a jump if you're newer, but you need to make sure you save as much as possible. And your health is gonna go down quick too, so be quick and if possible, there's some health around the arena if you're weaker. The best way to hit these heads is to teleport into them. And so the teleport rings on the sides there, you can teleport into those and they'll do 2 teleports worth of damage. Also, doing an up strike could just be good for free damage. See, like, up strike teleport there. He trolled me, but it's not alright. Semi-random, by the way. But you can stun him before he puts his head completely down, so. He also has a really nasty lightning attack that can essentially end your game if you don't teleport right through it. So watch out for that. And time on the timer stops when this cutscene ends. Right here. So that would be Strider any percent. We did this in... I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but we did this in real time. So when you select the easy mode, just start the timer. And skip the credits here since it counts against in-game time. In case you want to know about that. But in-game time does not count death.
Accomplished.
So if you die and your in-game time is good, doesn't matter. Your real time wasn't good. So that was 34 minutes. Not bad for a tutorial. So yeah, that was Strider any percent. Also planned redoing the maps for 100%. And maybe doing another run of 7 items in the future. This was just something for me to get the documentation out though. Definitely going to redo the maps for 100% though, as there were a lot of route changes. And there are people interested in playing this, so... Thank you for watching, and happy gaming.